What up, Geek Variants? I'm back, broke hand and all. Like my design, kid do it great. But we're here to talk about House of the Dragon, episode 8, and get our day 16 of our 30-day challenge video out. And man, this was a doozy. All right, we're here to talk about this House of the Dragon. This stuff is getting wild, and I'm very happy to be able to report on it. Now, we all know that with Game of Thrones, things start to get that real build up and just kind of set the tone for whatever it is going forward. We're now at episode 8 going into episode 9, and we all know what happens during episode 9 of Game of Thrones if you've been watching the series. It gets kind of crazy at this point. So, we're going to sit here and break down everything that we've seen thus far and try to figure out what is going to, I guess, transpire for going into episode 9. So, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit like on the video, drop a comment down below on anything that I've said so far or that I'm going to say, because I want to hear your thoughts on it. And we'll get into it. So basically, this opens up and 6 years have passed. With 6 years being gone, we find news that Lord Corlys is dying from a severe wound and the subsequent fever that followed. And we have no idea if he's going to make it out. So now the reign and throne of Driftmark and the whole line of succession comes into play, because everybody wants to know what's going on, and particularly Vaemond, who is very upset about it, is ready to take the throne because of the news. And he's not taking it early. He's just like, yo, by all means, you can run it how you need to, and I'll allow that to happen. You know, he's talking to Rhaenys, but when he's gone, it passes. And their council is going to be on my side to really kind of get me set up in that throne. So there's already some tension there because he's already kind of talking like, hey, yeah, he ain't gonna make it. So go and get ready to just passing them keys. So there's a whole bunch of back and forth with that. Now, the tension between them wasn't as, I guess, hostile. I mean, they still talk to each other within respect, but it was a whole thing about, you know, she knows death. You know, Rhaenys knows death, and she's seen it several times before. So this is just like, don't talk about it until it happens. I'd rather not, just kind of wait to see what happens. All right. Then we get a cut to Daemon, and he's sitting there talking about, you know, hey, yo, telling his people he got some 3 new eggs from Cyrax, I believe. And that's going to be really good for them going forward if all these dragon eggs tend to come to fruition and get done what they need to do. But it seems like Daemon is really kind of getting things set up, swinging in their favor for whatever it is they need. Because it's been 6 years, we know that King Viserys has gotten a lot worse. All right, and Queen Alicent and her father Otto have been kind of running everything. I would definitely say that with the queen in the hand, kind of in the picture, and the king out, they can pretty much do whatever they want, and they've been running it accordingly. And you can see by all the architecture and what's going on, they done changed up a bunch of stuff. The place isn't the same as it was before. They've made drastic changes because, you know, they're setting it up in their image, not necessarily the Targaryen's image. They're trying to change a few things. The name Targaryen will still be on everything, but, you know, they're grooming it to be what they want it to be. All right. But, you know, with all this going on, you know, Daemon and Rhaenyra end up making it to see the king, and they present to him 2 young children, Aegon and Viserys. Again, you know, like his name. So don't get me started on the numbers of which one's which. I don't know, but I know, you know, Aegon was it before, and of course Viserys is the king, and then we have another Viserys here. So they're there to petition what they want to do for the throne. They end up talking to Rhaena, I want to say, about what they could do, Daemon and Rhaenyra. So there may be a little bit of allegiance there, and they're trying to get all that stuff figured out. But either way, everybody still has to come and petition what it is that they want to do. With that petition, this is the part that freaking I was wondering is like, with all this being said, you know, how is the throne going to fall? Like, Is it going to be the king, or are we going to have another all-out war kind of going back and forth here? And throughout this process, again, the queen's been handling everything, so I'm thinking everything's just going to go the way the queen and them wanted to go, and they're going to shut down any naysayers or anything else. But a dramatic return to form for the king as he shows up in the hall, and that's when things get really like, holy crap, this is what's going down. It doesn't matter what anybody else is saying, the matter's already been settled. So he's going to reaffirm the position. He's going to listen to, anybody else that has to say anything. He's like, nah, Lord Corliss's wife is the only one who really knows what is going on. We're going to hear from her. She says her piece. She actually agrees with Rhaenyra's terms that she proposed earlier. So that sets up for Jacaerys and Lucerys to be betrothed to Baela and Rhaena, respectively, which is going to strengthen that freaking house and strengthen that claim to all of that stuff. Baemon disagrees with that wholeheartedly. He's just like, yo, that's some bull. They ain't freaking, Valerian. They don't look like I'm supposed to. They're bastards. And she's a whore. Talk about Rhaenyra. She's a whore? Really? You want to go that route right now? He does not hold his tongue for nothing. He is mad about freaking the throne, and he wants what's rightfully his per him. And the fact that the king stood up and was like, yo, we about to scrap right now, even though he's sick as hell. And from behind, straight like WWE matches, come behind and hit him with a chair type stuff. You see the Damon wants to make sure that things get done how they need to get done. And he's not all talk. He's about handling business. So he handled business, and let's just say, those are certain words that would have cost him his tongue, but it cost him a lot more than his tongue. That's something he actually got to keep. So they set that up beautifully, and you think that with all this being settled, so to speak, they will get a moment of peace. And it's literally, you hear all the talks and stuff but in the previous episodes about the storm and how things are going to go. Like, you get out before the storm hits, and seemingly that's kind of what everybody's setting up to do. But this, episode 9 is on the horizon. So to me, like, everybody's kind of starting to be peaceful and stuff, and they're talking. The king just wants to have dinner with the family, squash all the stuff, and just like really just what are we going to do to keep our house together? And you see Rhaenyra and the queen, they make toast to each other, and they seem to squash what's going on, and everybody's trying to mess about it. But that's a slight calm before the storm. But these boys ain't having it. It's been too many issues with them. They've been going back and forth. Like, it's a problem, and they are about to scrap for real. And I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to turn out in terms of the Targaryen household. With everybody fighting, because I think Aegon, freaking is, he's the second, I think, whatever, the oldest one. He's not doing what he should be doing. He's just running around fucking housemaids and doing whatever else, and not really adhering to his station, I guess, or whatever. While Aemon, this dude looks like he's straight cut from the Damon cloth, so to speak. Like, he just looks like he's about to get vicious at some point or another, and has no remorse whatsoever. Like, losing that eye, done toughened him up a whole hell of a lot. So I don't think Jacaerys and Lucerys aren't going to be able to handle that much more. Like, they're going to scrap, they're going to go at it, and somebody's not going to make it. So unless it's a twist turn of events, it's going to get bad, especially because he's got the dragon. Was it Vagar? I could have the dragon's names wrong, so that, but he's got one of those biggest, baddest freaking dragons now with him. Like, yeah, they're going to tear some stuff up. So tensions are running high. Everything is kind of getting ready to get thrown into chaos, because at the very end of it, we see a kind of fade to black moment for the king. And he's talking about some delicate information that he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra, and he was actually talking to Alicent. So she's got some information now. So with that information, looks like he done passed, so he's not here. Yo, I think next episode is really about to blow the doors off the hinges. People gonna start dying. Like, there's a war is gonna break out. Somebody's not happy about some shit, and they scrapping. So we're gonna talk about it. So I want to know what everybody thinks is gonna happen next episode. Those are my predictions. That's kind of where I think it's going. Um, Brent really is gonna get into this, I'm sure, and really want to, he's gonna dive in the comments. So make sure y'all check the comments because he's gonna have a lot to say on this and what's going on and what he thinks is gonna happen. Because I'm pretty sure he's read most of this stuff, or he knows the history a lot better than I do. I just watched the show, so I only know what I see. I don't know anything extra outside of that, but I enjoy it for what it is because again, it's got that air of mystery to it, so I get more excited about it. And hopefully, you guys are too. This is a really good show, and it's really stepping up to kind of keep where Game of Thrones came in at the beginning and really just kind of set the bar for that kind of stuff before it kind of drifted off. I'm hoping that House of Dragons doesn't have the same fall. Like it's in there. We get all the good stuff and we get the twists and turns and really just have fun with it. So it's been fantastic and stuff so far. So by all means, comments below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what else you want to see. Tell me, what I've missed and stuff like that. I need to know because I'm still trying to put things together and make sure that I understand what's going to happen. Because again, my excitement is at all time high for this show to see where episode 9 really takes place and see how we get into with a season 2 at some point. So that's all I got for y'all. By all means, freaking make sure y'all check the comments for what else is going on. And again, we will see you guys in the next one. Later.